Hello, my beautiful people, and either welcome back to Going Medieval if you've seen some of the previous episodes, or if it's your first time, welcome to Going Medieval. Nice early access game, super cool. Just had a major update where you can now have animals and pets be tamed, have them provide milk and things like that. Very cool. So, the unfortunate thing is you couldn't use your old save. So, I don't mind, we're going to start a new game. Pause at any time if you want to read all the words on the screen, but we're starting standard, normal difficulty. These are all the starting bits and bobs. You get food and materials. We're going to have a valley, will be map size large. There is three options, valley, hillside or mountain, gives you different resources. We'll be called Bamba, as in Bamba Castle, or Bambara, if you want to pronounce it correctly. We have three peeps when we start out. We're basically looking for them. You can re-roll them, yeah, and get whatever you want to kind of focus on. But all I'm looking for is three random peeps. So we've got one, just showing you how to do it, and we'll take whatever the other two's got. They've got perks and things. I'll cover it all off. This is the summary. We're going to hit it. I'll leave the tutorial tips on for people who's never seen it before, but I'll explain everything. It's a very cool game. It's really in-depth for early access, like super in-depth. There's lots of layers in the game, so you can build underground as well as above ground. We're going to get attacked. We're going to get people join us, either runaways, trying to get away from kind of evil peeps, or just random people that's passing by trying to join us. But it's super cool. Really looking forward to the update. Pause and read all of this if you want, but it's basically set in the 1300s, and it's after the plague. Our three people are setting out to start off their own settlement. Okay. WASD controls, and like I mentioned, there's different layers. I'll show you all of this. There is three different game speeds. Okay, so when we start, you'll see everything's kind of got a hand with a cross on it. It's forbidden, so the guys won't use it. Come to the right, highlight it, click across it. It'll also allow us to orientate what with it. That's better. And the guys can use this stuff now. So we'll have a quick scan of the map. There is, if you look down this bottom left here, it'll show you when you hover across some ground. This is grass, soil, and then you'll find some kind of resources. So here, there's clay. We'll want to mine that at some point. Here, there's a little bit of salt. This has got a kind of bit of layerage to it. Here's got rocky soil. You sometimes have limestone in there, yeah. Clear. So this is quite a good mining area. So we'll probably build up over. Yeah, have this on the outside of our settlement. So I'm going to start out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you all the different setups and things like that. But I would first off put down a stockpile, because nothing kind of counts towards our items unless it's in a stockpile. So just a random stockpile like that. Boom, click on it, and it'll allow everything for now. I'm quite happy with that. The guys would then start, if I release them, they'll start collecting stuff and putting it in the stockpile. Okay? That's what they would get on with. But I'm going to explain all the kind of buttons to you in the first episode, so you know where you're at when you're setting up. We've got three peeps. We'll look at them all individually. We'll get to know them and things. But jobs is the first thing. Pause if you want to read the tips, but I'm going to tell you. It's set from left to right, so whatever's at the left is more important than what's down here. It's between 1 and 5, 3 being kind of middle of the road, 1 being high priority, 5 low priority. So we would hover across, you'll see tendon, which is fixing people up when they're injured. The Gillian's got a medicine of 6, medicine of 4 for Godwyn, and a 2 for Goldinia. She's got her name changed. So this lady's the best. I'll put her on 1. So she has to fix these peeps if they're injured. Convalescing is when they're injured, you want them to kind of go to bed. I want them all to do that. Yeah, we want them to go to bed so they can be fixed. Hunting. 28 marksman for Gillian, 14 for Godwyn, and Goldie, as we'll call her, is a 7. So I definitely want this person to be a high priority on hunting. And this person less so. Yeah. Construction 3, 4, and 6. So this one's the best. Leave them on 3s. Botany is a skill for growing, fields, farm, and all that stuff. And we've got a very cool one of 16. So that's this person. and that one's good, this one not so good. So priority wise, you know, I want this person to be doing this before these. Harvesting will be exactly the same because it's botany, so I'll just set them up the same. Animal husbandry, that's the new part on this update. 21, happy days. So we'll have that person doing that. They can be a 3 and they can be a 4. Mining, exactly what it says in the tin. That person, them is secondary, and drop them down. Cutting plants should be the same as your botanies for these. So again, this will have your tree cutting as well involved in here. So we'll want this person to be doing it. These were quite good as well. So for chopping down trees, I'm going to put them at a 2 as well. And a 3 there. Cooking, 3, 10. Yep, definitely this person. 7. Drop them down. Crafting, I want them all to do it. So when they can, bear in mind they'll do all these 2 jobs before they get down here. Smithing, once we get that level, we'll have this person. Other ones are fine. Yeah. Carpentry, 0. So that person, I'm just taking them off. You know, they're never going to do it. They're a 0, the crap. Tailoring, 13. So they, and then leave them and drop them down to a 5 because they've got a skill 1. But research, how brainy they are. My lot are thick. 9 is better. They'll do that. Leave them on that. Steward is just doing basic jobs, locking doors, closing windows, like it says. We'll leave them on a 3. And hauling, I'll put them on a 2. If they've got nothing else to do here, they can haul. And maybe you change this later if the stuff's not getting... You can always amend this. So that's this part set up. Schedule. Again, pause if you want to read it. It is where we want them to work and sleep. Sleep is set up. I want them to do a bit of leisure time on a morning because they're going to need to... they have religious needs as well. So for me, pray then, pray then. We'll put some work in. We'll do a 5-hour shift here. Anything is the grey. I'm also going to give them a bit of leisure time here. And then they can do anything. And then I'll give them a 5-hour work shift. And then they can do anything else for the rest. Yep, that's just to set them away. Managing. We'll do a bit more in-depth on this. But for now, this will be enough to get you by to start with. We're looking at... We'll hover over them. It's either marksman or melee initially for weapons. So this person here has got a 28 in marksman. They are definitely a ranged person. Godwin, 14, definitely ranged. Goldie, melee 18. I'm going to say a melee one-handed. Now, depending on what you have, and you'll not know yet, unless you went across what's on the ground, there is a sword there. So I'll set them up for a sword. A melee person, I'll give them a shield. The headgear and all the apparel we'll look at when we get the tailoring done, which will be a bit further down, maybe an episode or 2. But for now, that'll set them in the right... They'll auto-collect now some weapons. So, at this point, if I look at our animals to finish off these buttons, we can obviously go and hunt, we can try and tame. Again, just pause if you want to read this. They can try once every 24 hours to tame an animal. And pets, and these will help you. So if you get a goat, I think it is, or maybe a sheep or whatever, you give that to a person, they will then haul for them, or fight for them, or whatever it may be, which is very, very cool. So we'll set up a pen for that. But we have 2 goats. And a goat, if we click on it, just close this part down, it's good for milk, meat, and hide. So you're going to get a bit of milk. Yeah. Happy days. Okay, let's set it away. These are the construction areas down here for your buildings. We'll go through that as we're setting up. So, we've set up a little area for them to put the stuff into. They'll move all of that. You'll start thinking about trees. If you get mature trees, you'll get a maximum of 50 wood, 25 sticks, and a sapling you can plant later. I go through mine, and I kind of prioritise what I want to cut down. And I'm going to explain why. If I look at something that's growing... You only get 15 trees. So if you want to, you can literally go wallop, yeah, and just cut everything down. But it's not giving you the best return. So I don't mind. I'll kind of cut around where I'm working, where I'm thinking the guys are going to be building into, and just ask them to do that, and that'll give us some sticks and things. and then eventually we'll have our own little forest later as part of farming. So we've set up for a stockpile. Because it's on the ground, things will rot quite quickly. So we need to think about two things. We need somewhere for these guys to sleep. So I'm going to set up for 5, 3 with a door, 3, and then we'll come back 5. So this is going to be their first little shed kind of home. We'll want to put some flooring in. If you click on the floor, the cheapest one to make will be sticks. They will get sticks when they chop these trees down. So again, set it up. Put sticks in. Boom. Happy are the days. And we'll also add a door and a door. Lovely detail. Yep. And over the top we'll put a roof, which will make out of here. Which eventually, we've got nothing shown. You see down this list down here, absolutely blank. That'll start to fill in as the guys put the gear into here, as you'll see. So we'll set them away with that. We'll use this temporary stockpile, then we'll build an indoor stockpile. We'll get rid of this. But there's 3 speeds. I'm going to put on speed 3 for now. So see, as the guys put stuff in here, how it starts to drop in. So it doesn't exist until it's kind of in, it's been hauled in, yeah. The forbidden layer we've covered off. That was the little hand. So again, anything that's forbidden you can allow, or vice versa if you don't want them to get it. So the guys will potter on. You can see the roof here. If you go up to the top and you'll see all these overlays, we can just click off the roof and that'll allow us to see what's going on inside. They are new to constructing, so all their experience will be gained doing jobs. So they will fail a lot of the time, so they won't actually get to finish things. They'll, waste the materials, I'm guessing. Now, we need somewhere for them to sleep. We're going to look at the people kind of next after we start constructing. So I'm going to put in some furniture. A here sleeping spot. So we'll say 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to build another one in case somebody else comes along. Food reserves on stockpile low. Now we should have some food. At 10. I'm going to put in this area a production. Our first production, we're going to see a campfire. And then the guys will be able to cook when they do that. So it's that fine balance of making sure you've got wood coming in. I'm the worst for it. I literally get far too many jobs to do. So I'm going to try my best, at least when we're starting, to keep them balanced between getting wood for us, trees and sticks, and constructing. So again, I'm not a professional gamer, guys. I'm just a dad who plays games. But this is how I've been doing it in the few episodes I've done of this already. I haven't got a huge amount of hours in. I've just been enjoying it. So we've created a shared bedroom. Happy days. And then everything you make, this is important because I'm again the worst at it. Anything in production, guys, you've literally got to click on it and tell it to do something. Otherwise, it will not do anything. So I want them to make meals. It's basically saying for 12 cooking materials and 1 bit of fuel, it'll make a meal. I'm going to say make is until you have, 10 per person. And it tells you when you hover over it, if you press Control and click, up in 10. So I'm going to say 30 meals. Might be wrong, I don't know. That's all I'm going to go for. Animal feed is if we need to feed the animals. We'll look at that in a little while. But that'll set them aware that somebody who's good in the jobs of cooking, this person, when they're not doing these, they'll make some food for us. And it may be if we're running out of food, you would change that to a 1 for a while so that they're doing it. But it's just finding that balance of sorting stuff out. I'm going to now ask them to build us, because I'll show you why. The cabbages, they're going to decompose in 9 days because of the ground type and the temperature. Temperature's a whole different thing. We'll cover that in a sec. But I'm going to bang them in another building here. We'll just level it up with this one. Boom. And then I think we did 3 and a door, was it? Yeah, so 3, a double door, 3, turn, and then I come straight across. So what I'm asking to do here is build us a storage building. I'm going to put a floor in because having a floor in will stop things decomposing as quickly. I'm going to put some doors on it, the same as the last time, 1 and 2, and then eventually we'll put a roof on. Boom. Happy days, and that will be a storage area. We'll have to tell it to be a storage area by clicking on here, picking a default stockpile, and again, just making it. Boom. Now, we have got two. We've got a temporary one outside and one in here. So in this one, if I can get down to the layer, it may not let us because we haven't got the floor in yet. So at the minute, I'm pressing Control and going down through the layers. So you'll see up here in the top left, I'm down to that layer. If I kept going down, it would go underground. So it's just enough to get me into this layer. I don't want to allow in here. You can go through all these guys and have, you know, break it right down to what you want. But I'm quite happy for them not to have materials in here. Not to have carcasses, as in human carcasses. They can have animals in there, but everything else will be fine. In this one, I'm going to say I don't want them to put in, if I clear all, and I'm just going to let them have human carcasses out here. Materials. And then everything else should go to this one, and they should be better off for it. Yeah. So again, play with it. We're going to cover off later on, and you know, many episodes down. You'll see there's different qualities to keep, and amazing kind of detail you can do with it all. So I will just escape off that one. Trying to find. I'm up the wrong layers. I'll all the way back out. There we go. Let's start clicking on a few more trees because we do need them. I've got wooden sticks, but you still need to keep getting the trees coming in. This is all we're building with at the minute. There is loads of other materials we'll get and we'll mine and all this stuff. But just want to keep doing that. Now, we do need here. I've got 92 bits of here at the minute. The best way is click on harvest, and you go across anything. If it's ripe, it'll put a little basket on. The guys will harvest it. I'll need some food. So I can see them lovely mushrooms there. Again, go across it, we'll harvest. I don't want to give them too many jobs because I am shocking for it. It looks like I've missed a bit of flooring off that end as well, so let's get that done. Wicker floor. To me, this is the cheapest floor I can make at the minute. Sticks rather than wood. Right, another detail. When you've set up your productions, for example, the campfire, if we go into edit, this is what it's going to allow us to use in the campfire for making stuff. Yeah, happy days. I don't want to use wood as fuel because I'm using it for construction. I will allow sticks because we will get plenty of sticks, and at some point we're going to make our own little forests, which again will be cool. Now what the hell is that? Ah, it's a lovely deer that somebody's left for us. Deers. Hopefully we use that. To use it though, we're going to need now, which is the second part, and I'm aware of the time. But I do want to build a research table so I can show you how we use research, and I do want to build a butchering table so we can get rid of some animals. But for that, I'm going to need a basic kind of layout of where we're going to start. So I don't think we've got anything important along here. We've got a bit of soil here, so I'm probably just going to have this is the front end of my initial palisades. So I'll start just about here. What I'm looking for is probably a corner of a building. So if I go 1, 2, just counting from this corner. That's 10. So I might go another 2 to 12. Just off the edge of that building. That should give us enough to put a corner on. Let's be a bit more exotic and go 14. There we go. What I'm trying to do is just get a grid for myself. And again, this is just the way I do it. Come down here. The guys will make that. I'd probably put in some kind of corner area here. And that'll allow us just to pop in a little bit of storage. Probably some warfare stuff. I'll leave a gap here to put stairs on. Then a gap, and then I'll put in a 2 area and I'm going to ask to build my basic research table. Here, I'll put another bit here. Now, the reason I'm doing this, I'll let it play through, is some of them will work better not having, having a roof over them, and some production tables work better not having a roof, but this one will. It says here, if I click on it, if I was doing it for a new build, for example, a butchering table tells you there, cover effectiveness 20%, so if it's under cover, it's better for us, so we'll do that. So there you go, that's the research table. We also want a butchering table at some point, so I would leave a gap, put in for another gap, and let's go for production. Butchering table works better under cover. So same again, I'll probably pop it here, and I'll build around that later on. I just don't want to put too much on until I've got plenty of wood. Just want to get the basics set up. And we will eventually have full fortress on, we'll have palisades, we'll have merlons. So, like I said, I promise to show you all the buttons before the end, so I will. In here is your production tables. We've asked for a campfire, a table, a basic research table, and butchering table. Furniture in here. So, in this game, there's temperature. If you look up here, it says 15 degrees outside, yeah? If you look inside a building, it says 12. We can build underground, especially for food. We're probably what the Americans would call them, like a root cellar. We want to do that before, like around the summertime, so the food won't perish. Now that we've got the food in here, for example, let's have a look. See, it's going to be undercover. So I'll just go down a few layers. Oh. It's going to decompose in 2 days because of ground type and temperature. Now, have we asked for a floor type? We have, so we're probably waiting for just guys to get round to building it. Cabbages, drop down again. Cabbages are going to rot in when? 3 days. Yeah. So not the best. They've still got building to do, the roof to do. It will get better, but I promise you when it goes underground, it'll be 100 times better. So I've asked them to build a lot. Yeah. Right. Other things I want to show you. At some point, and I'm going to go into the guys just before we're finished, but they'll want religion. So there's shrines, and they'll want a backgammon table for happiness. Miscellaneous, we'll build a little fenced-off area. I'll show you that. And a pen marker. This will probably be next episode, where the animals will go. Defences is the merlons to go around the side to protect your kind of archers. Stick traps to catch the enemy coming in towards us. So that is all the buttons covered. Now that our research table is up, voila. Again, it's a production. If you don't set it away, it won't do anything. I'm going to ask them to build us chronicles. Chronicles are literally research points. So let's set it up for 40. And then I can show you the research area. Pause if you want to read what it says. But we come with 25 chronicles. Our first one is architecture. It would give us a beam. So we need to reinforce, especially digging underground. So there is kind of the dynamics that if you try and make a huge long 3x30 underground hole, it would collapse. Yeah. So we'll unlock that. It'll also allow us to unlock the next one, which we'll want, which is agriculture. Unlock. Boom. Now we can do farming. Again, we'll do that next episode. We've got farming set away. I just want to show you the guys. So, if I look at Gillian, they've all got little backstories. Pause and read these, but it's basically saying she was enlisted to fight in France, so a good marksman. She's got tailoring. These are her boosts. Perks. She's mastered discipline, so she's got 35% less appetite, so that's really good. She's not going to eat out of house and home. It also tells you our mood. This is what we're going to work on at the start of the next episode, getting these happy, these negatives. And it'll tell you what gear she's got. We'll do a lot around gear, so we can build, we can set up tailoring workshops, we can do bowyers, all sorts. Very, very cool. So let's look at all the guys, just quickly. Godwin, his perk is churl, so he's got a mood target. He's hard to work with and harder to befriend. His backstory is a savage reeve. Again, pause if you want to read the full story. So he's after the apocalypse god when he utterly lost his mind. So yeah, he's nuts. And what was his perk? Yeah, chair. So he's not very nice. Again, he's mood. Deprived of religious activities, we'll sort them with shrines. Lacking entertainment, we'll make a backgammon table, and we can get better beds later on. Let's have a look at our last one, which is Goldie. We're going to change the names. We'll just change it in here. So if I just put in, for example, to show you, Goldie. There you go. She's a willful burner. So leader of the pack, good animal handling skills. Again, press pause if you want to read it all. But yeah, she's pretty cool. Perks. She's impervious to the cold. That's really good. Because it is temperature orientated, the game. She's thin-skinned, delicate and nervy. It's important to keep her comfortable. Okay, so she's precious and hardy. I like it. So there you go. We've changed our name. So that will do us, guys, for our first episode. I don't want to kind of overwhelm it. We will set... In fact, let's just quickly show you. We're going to do this for the next one, but I'll just put a cabbage field down. So wherever I want, I'm going to keep mine indoors. So I'm going to just do a 6x4. And again, I don't know if it's right or wrong. If we get more seeds, we can build different types of plants. But for now, I'm just going to put a cabbage field in. Yeah. And then we'll put different areas. Eventually, when we're all enclosed in and we're starting the outside, we'll ask them to get us kind of forest areas put down, which will be quite cool. That will farm the forests. So there you go. This will be the new area. So we'll have animals. That's going to give us milk. We'll start off with a pen next episode to get all that kind of set up. But yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Hopefully I can keep them alive long enough. So, I've been Gaming Dad. If you're going to enjoy the series, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and get in the comments. Again, I'm just a player myself, so I don't mind any help or advice. Get in the comments and have a big crack. Yep, I shall catch you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.